All right, so yeah, keeping with the Buffalo Trace products.
Old Weller
This is the Old Weller Antique. This is a fine wine and good spirits store pick. And it is a single barrel, so that is also worth noting. This is not regular Old Weller Antique.
Yeah, no, this is...
Even though it's still $40 in PA, which is like a steal. A steal anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
That's MSRP.
So the nose, a little bit of ethanol for sure. Definitely not nearly as much as the blends.
Right.
But all I get on the nose is just a mishmash of vanilla, cinnamon bark.
I was gonna say, I definitely
It's all the
cinnamon
sweets.
stands out to me, but it's all the sweet notes that you would get from the bourbon.
Yeah, there's like cinnamon spice, but like other than that, it's all brown sugar, vanilla, and oak. That's all you get on the nose.
Yeah.
Lingering, he was just trying to tap it back into his netminder, Shesterkin, who couldn't flag it down.
McCann got off to a great start last year.
Sweet up front, vanilla, and then it's all brown sugar and cinnamon bark. Like super spicy, warm.
Spicy, warm.
It's spicy, warm, but it's
and it lingers.
Yes.
In the way you want it to.
Yes.
It lingers in the throat, not on your tongue.
This has a really good Kentucky hug. It does have a really good Kentucky hug.
It really is.
And again, it's not like, this is not like a groundbreaking bourbon. It's very simple.
Right. Because this is at 107 still, right?
This is 107, yeah. But it's not incredibly complex. Like, it's a $40, 107 proof bourbon, which is about expected for that proof point.
Right.
That's not incredibly complex, but it does a damn good job of what it sets out to do.
Right. And when you can get it at this price, it's delicious.
Oh yeah, no, for how much I enjoy wheated bourbons, like I would buy this again in a heartbeat. Now, that being said, this really does open up with a drop of water, so I'm going to add a little bit.
The whistle, and Heedle is hurt, and shaken up also is Rodriguez, who will hobble his way over to the bench.
Well, yeah, it was right at the whistle. I don't know if any of the players let their guard down or not, or Rodriguez is limping down into
Doesn't
the
really
bedroom.
So unprecedented for what we've tasted on this channel is we're adding some water.
Doesn't change the nose at all. Nose is pretty much identical.
There's chirping as he
Really is. You get a little less ethanol.
A little bit less, yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
play just because
But
the whistle
on the
sounded
mouth
there at that
feel,
moment.
or on the palate, way more vanilla on the front end.
Whistle's right there.
The cinnamon is like really tamed down.
I think both players.
Ooh, it really is.
yeah. It really mellows it out.
Like, this is one of those bourbons that like one ice cube or like a little dash of water if you don't want it to be cold. Like, it does wonders to Weller 107.
It's amazing the difference it makes but it doesn't take anything away.
It doesn't take anything away.
It
just
alters it.
It still has that warmth, but it's not. It cuts down on that spice and that.
It just mellowed out the aggression of the cinnamon because you still get a ton of vanilla and a ton of brown sugar on the front, but the cinnamon isn't like hurting or aggressive anymore.
In my opinion, adding a bit of water and getting the taming the cinnamon a little bit. This is like exactly what I want a weeder to taste like.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like
This should be the textbook definition of a weeder.
Yeah.
Once you add a little bit of water, it doesn't even really change the proof. It's still there.
Yeah,
it's still
no.
up there.
It's still got the Kentucky hug. The only thing that does is it tames the cinnamon. So like you can taste the vanilla more, you can taste the brown sugar more, you can taste the oak a little bit more. Because this isn't even a tannic whiskey, which is something that's common for Buffalo Trace. This isn't tannic at all. It just, there is so much fucking cinnamon that it tastes like you're chewing on cinnamon bark almost when it's neat.
Right. No, this is
Blocked here tonight is,
adding the water.
Adding the water is a good call.
This
This
is
is-
But yeah, now you know why I insisted on saying that we need to do it neat and then do a little bit with some water. Because
it's amazing the difference that made.
it actually,
Without making too big of a difference.
I gotta say too, now that I'm like paying more attention to like the finish, it's actually a little bit more creamy now too. Like I get a creamier taste on the finish.
Almost like a little bit of butterscotch.
It's actually the best way to put it. Butterscotch is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have the flavor of butterscotch, but it has the texture, it has the creaminess, it gives a little, it's
some good battles out here, and
the taste is almost like buttery, but it's not butterscotch.
Yes.
Yeah.
The presence and the texture and all that comes from the butterscotch, but the flavor is a little. It just tastes a little bit buttery.
Yeah.
Like again, going back to wine for a second, buttery Chardonnays.
Yeah.
It gives a little bit of that sort of effect, but without it doesn't intrude on the flavor. It just it adds a little bit.
And I gotta add to the buttery talk too. This does have a buttery mouthfeel, and adding water did not change the mouthfeel at all either.
It
Which
really-
Absolutely not, yeah. It usually does.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say it was still very present the whole time. Everything, like all the flavors, aside from the cinnamon being tamed a little bit, the whole whiskey itself just had a presence.
Oh yeah. Old Weller Antique is one of those ones that I'm gonna have with a little bit of water, or for me personally, because I love big rocks. This is every single day a big rock pour for me.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss on adding ice to anything, but I might have to agree on
I was
that.
like, yeah, I will rarely drink on the rocks unless I'm drinking something cheap. And
Yeah, like Maker's Mark. I love Maker's Mark, but I put it on the rocks every time because it's actually surprisingly hot still.
Yeah.
Which is the reason I don't, because I
You love
I like a bit of
You
everything,
like
so I
hot.
still like the heat. I like it hot. What can I say?
Oh boy.
The ironic thing is I will drink the cast strength Maker's Mark neat,
but
but the 90 for $5.
I mean, it is what it is. No, but yeah, I mean, at $40, this is a goddamn steal.
Absolutely.
And the thing too is this competes. This and Maker's Mark cast strength compete because they're almost the same proof.
649 here.
They're both weeded.
They're both weeded, and they're the exact same
Now,
price.
and I was gonna say I like them both for different reasons.
Yes.
Because the Maker's Mark cast strength, the big thing for me is that it has that signature bite that Maker's Mark has.
Yep.
And this is great when you don't want that, when you want something a bit more mellow, especially adding a little bit of water. It mellowed it out just enough so that you get all the flavor while still getting the warmth but not heat.
Yeah, Maker's Mark is more of it's sweet, but it's like cherry sweet, very cherry sweet for a weeder, and then baking spice. Baking spice.
Which is also why I like
the
the sweet wheat, because
Yes.
that is so, I mean, that's a cherry bomb. You know,
I-
talk about a
oh,
cherry bomb.
That's a cherry bomb through and through.
We make eye contact and laugh because my party sauce is a cherry bomb.
You and your fucking dumbass fucking pilot.
You're right, though.
But no,
Hey, the exhaust video be getting the views, though.
Can I shoot that car with a gun whenever you're done with it? Because I just
I'm not
I
gonna
need
be
to
done
know.
with it.
no. Whenever that car is done, it needs to go out properly.
Gambler 500 style.
I was gonna go with them.